just bought hair dye per usual. It's dark brown hair dye because I wanted something close to my natural hair color, which is some kind of really dark brown. Like I briefly considered doing black. I'm like, black, it's like subtle, but I feel like it'll still be noticeable that I know it's not my actual hair color. But anyways, I want to dye my hair today to like that dark brown, and I was gonna do my entire head of hair. I mean, like the main point to get like that front piece, the one that's like that purplish blue color, but I'm just gonna do the whole head because you know I have enough of the hair dye to like do my whole head just to like make sure everything is even and all that. I don't really expect like actually see a difference when I use that color on my whole head of hair. But anyways, yeah, I just want to go back to like having my natural hair color because I'm not really messing with like the hair dye anymore. But I've low-key done like so many like I guess like hair transformations or like different hairstyles this school year alone. So while I talk about my hair journey that eventually led to my hair fiasco that I'm trying to fix today, let me show you guys me using the brown hair dye. So like per usual, I was combining the color with the color activator, and for some reason I forgot that the color is really liquidy, so I poured it with like extra vigar and it spilled. Anyways, I just want to give the rundown, like the quick summary of my hair journey this school year alone, like this semester alone. Mind you, we're only halfway through the school year, so I don't think they'll do like much of anything else drastic for the rest of the school year. So like, let's give the overview. So anyways, let's start with the end of just last school year, which would be around, you know, like April, May. That's when I decided, not before I cut my hair, but that's when I decided that I wanted to do twists more often, because like I was looking at like photos throughout like the year, and I never felt my hair was around the same length again. So I'm like, where am I going wrong again? So I'm like, okay, let me think about hairstyles that I've done to like, you know, see if maybe that affected it. And I'm like, during my times in my life when I've done twists consistently and constantly, that's why I know it's like the most, like I guess me retaining hair growth and like noticing hair growth from like beginning of school year to the end. But then like once my hair got long enough for me to just put into just my usual 2 space, but this one, you know, I did that more often because I'd rather spend 40 minutes doing twists when I could just do like these quick like couple minute space buns. But then what I recently discovered was that my space buns aren't actually protective, because the way that I do it leaves the ends exposed, and that's no bueno. So yeah, so like once I came to that conclusion that like, oh, the buns are not helping me with my hair growth and maintaining the hair growth, let me go back to doing twists. That's why I just tried to do twists consistently, and like for about 5 months that's what I did. Except I think at that point, I don't know exactly what went wrong, but it might have been like too late, because like when I measured my hair from like me coming to that realization to like 5 months later, I didn't really notice hair growth. I'm like, why are we stuck around the same area again? Like I'm trying to do twists again. So like I'm debating, I'm like, should I cut my hair again and then like, you know, let it grow? Should I keep being patient and persistent with the hair? Anyways, so we threw off at May, right, when I came to the conclusion about doing twists more often, and now we move on to like maybe September-ish. That's when I decided that I wanted to bleach the front of my hair blonde. The goal was to give off Keisha Cole in her music video Should Have Cheated. That's what I was going for when I did that. I mean, despite the many differences, like how my hair wasn't like, you know, the 36-inch bust down hair with the body width in it. It was like my natural textured hair. So, you know, it made the overall look different. But I did mess with it for some time. I'm like, you know, it was something different from my usual, and I'm jacking it. So then after that, that's when I decided to do a texturizer. That one wasn't as planned as the hair dye. I did the texturizer because I low-key forgot that they exist, but I saw like when someone I follow you do it, I'm like, oh wait, they exist, let me try that. And I know that I shouldn't like put texturizer on bleached hair, but I'm like, maybe if I just keep on for like a couple minutes, it'll work without damaging the hair too much, because I wanted kind of like if I just texturize the rest of my hair but like not the bleach part, it's gonna be weird having like these 2 wildly different textures. But I just want like to get more like Jerry curls, Michael Jackson curls, and that did not happen. I somehow messed that up and ended up with like something that looked like almost relaxer type of look, which I am aware that texturizer is basically relaxer, but like you just don't leave on for as long, so it's like a little mild. And yeah, so I ended up losing like the front part of my hair. I'm like, but I didn't want to cut my hair like, because there's barely any hair over there. I'm gonna be cold when it's, because the winter is coming, so like my scalp's gonna be exposed. I'm gonna be cold, so let me let my hair grow while I decide like next steps. And I decided that like you know what, I'm gonna end up cutting my hair, because like almost every day I'm considering cutting my hair. I don't know what to do with my hair. Like, you know what, let me just kind of start over again. Not like start over from like bald, but like start over from like the short hair again, like the TWA phase. But in the meanwhile, while I was deciding like whether to cut my hair or not, I ended up dyeing that blonde part, like, you know, that bluish purple color, because I'm like, if I color a darker color, it'll kind of make like a sharp contrast from like the part without hair to like the part with hair, like a little less obvious, and it kind of did work. But then overall, I just ended up like cutting the hair. So let me show you guys me cutting my hair, and for reference, this happened before the brown hair dye. I already started cutting the front of my hair before I pressed record. I'm basically just picking out my hair before cutting the rest of it. I'm showing you guys my scissors, you know, just like my setup and everything, like what the hair that I've cut off so far. We're gonna work on like one house first and then the other house. Here we have the halfway update. I wanted to cut a few pieces on camera, and normally I don't cut pieces or like chunks off this big, but I plan on like going, like once I'm done to like go and like cut even shorter once I'm done, so that's why like, you know, I cut less than I actually intended. Also because I tend to get scissor happy, not gonna lie. And this is the full 360 of the finished product. I'm aware that like the hair length, like the difference is very obvious. However, like once I dye it a dark color that I actually like, then I'll actually go through and like cut it so it looks more like a gradient, like it's intentional, rather than, you know, that's obviously that my hair is at very different lengths and whatnot. So yeah, that's where I am today with the cut hair. I want to dye, you know, the dark brown so that way it's not like obvious that like I left more hair in the back than like the front, so it'll all just kind of almost look uniform, at least like not look super obvious that like front have a less hair than the back. I don't know if I'll cut more in the future to like even it out more or whatever, but we'll see. This is about 10 minutes later. We can see that the color has taken. I really hope I didn't miss a spot. Alright, before I rinse it off, let me show you all what the color is looking like. We can see that's like really dark, and I'm really hoping that I didn't miss a spot, because you know, it really pisses me off so bad when I do miss a spot. Like I'm like constantly reiterating it. Here's what it looks like after I washed it out. I'm still deciding whether I like it or not. If I'm like, I don't know, man. But let me give you guys the full 360. So that's my hair after it's still damp because it's not completely dry, and I brushed it out and there's no product in it. My final decision was that no, I don't like it, because I want one uniform color throughout my whole head, and I want it to be as close to my natural hair color as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get black hair dye, which will be a different video.